manifesto, the political vision that set out that the European continent should integrate in economic terms. And in fact, what we see is that we now have a European Union which is very well integrated with a huge political dimension, significantly increasing security dimension, and we are unapologetically proud of this effort because it has brought stability to a part of the world that knew instability for centuries. So, 75 years since that vision was set out, that is what I want to convey. I was told to prepare a short intervention, so I will stick to my short intervention, but I hope that we will have plenty of time for questions and answers. And I will start, if you allow, with a small personal note, which is that I have been in Bangladesh, which is a pretty vibrant and energetic place, for 8 months. I am here with my family, living through what is an evidently tumultuous period of profound political transition. I find this presents a moment of opportunity for the European Union to deepen and widen its partnership with Bangladesh. And I want to convey that for me it is particularly important that the European Union is not sitting here in Dhaka, but we are travelling around the country, visiting each of the divisions, and it is still my ambition to visit all of the divisions in my first year in this job, to listen to people outside of Dhaka, to meet with the private sector, with young people, with women, and to understand what their priorities are. So overall, an incredible impression left with me, but also with my value of colour, energy, and an ambition to do things differently. That's my personal remark. My general remark is that the European Union is experiencing a world which is incredibly contested currently. It's unstable and it is changing fast. The European Union is adapting to these new realities. In fact, we have no option other than to adapt. And it is important that in a country like Bangladesh, indeed, as you mentioned, we have a long history as your major partner and as a development cooperation partner. It is important to understand that we are moving towards ever closer union, and so evidently the case when it comes to the stepping up of our security and defence capabilities. So you will have seen perhaps that this is a major topic of discussion in Brussels. I want to mention as well that we are determined to build up the European Union's strategic autonomy, and that we are determined to ensure that our business is competitive and has access around the world to ensure that our citizens enjoy prosperity and jobs. Absolutely our starting point as the European Union. Finally, perhaps, to say that we are staying the course on climate change. So the world is an unstable place, but it needs leadership, and we are in the business of looking for partners everywhere, including in Bangladesh, for sharing this leadership on climate change, because each and every country around the world is in the same boat. Now, universal values are obviously something that we believe in very strongly. They underpin the European Union's very existence. We stand firm on those values. We have built them together with many, many other nations since 1945. We defend and promote a rules-based international order, not the law of the strongest. We look to our partners, including here in Dhaka, to speak up vocally alongside us in defence of rules that protect us all. We are still building bridges with those who, like us, care about fair and rules-based trade as the basis for the creation of wealth and jobs for our citizens. And I have already mentioned how proud we are of how much we have achieved in Europe in the past 75 years in terms of integration. And I just want to illustrate that we are also proud of our role in global affairs. So I will illustrate this with very simple facts, which is that the European Union population is 5.5% of the global population. We are responsible for 6.7% of global greenhouse gas emissions, which is far, far below per head our major other industrial countries. We have an economy which represents 14.7% of the global GDP, but we are financing 31% of humanitarian assistance and 43% of development assistance. So we are far and above partnering with countries which are in the process of developing, because we believe that your prosperity is our prosperity too. Perhaps a final general comment: the Brussels effect is very strong. It's our soft power. We regulate in Brussels, and the impact is felt around the world. This is also something we are proud of. We believe that our governance is open. It is certainly democratic, it is transparent, it involves civil society and the private sector, and therefore you reach a very high level of governance that we are happy to see influencing decision makers around the world. Now let me turn to the relationship with Bangladesh, which I think is of greatest interest to you, colleagues. So I've spoken about the global challenges which are on the increase. There is no denying that, but as we see the global challenges grow, I think the impact on us is certainly that our conviction that we need to deepen and widen our partnership with Bangladesh also grows, and this is, for us, the relationship is a strategic choice, and we put at the center of this strategic choice respect for fundamental rights and the creation of economic opportunity. And in saying this, I spoke about the fact that your prosperity is our prosperity, but your stability is also our stability. This is a highly interconnected world in which we live. So it's a partnership we are building, and I have a number of comments that I think I want to share with you to frame our Q&A session afterwards. And the first is that we support very strongly the reform ambitions of your interim government. You may know that Professor Yunus has already twice met with President von der Leyen, the President of the European Commission, in Oslo.